right, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes 5 rounds of full rules Muay Thai from the light middleweight division. Fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the red trunks, weighing in at 154 pounds. He trains with the Institute. 4 wins, 5 losses from New Jersey, Eric Jung. And fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the purple trunks, weighing in at 153 1/2 pounds. Trains with Chok Sobai with a record 3 wins, 8 losses. From Queens, Scott Copenhaver.
Okay, boys, went over the rules in the locker room. Any questions from the red corner? Any questions from the blue corner? Touch gloves. Let's come out fight.
Friday Night Fights, the season premiere, season number 20, rolls on from the Broad Street Ballroom in New York City. Ariel Agami rejoined at ringside by Jason Strout as Eric Jung opens up his fight against Scott Copenhaver with a teep to the body. It's a 5-round, full rules Muay Thai affair. Copenhaver out of Chok Sabai in Midtown wearing the purple trunks. Eric Jung in all red representing the Institute in New Jersey. Nice body kick by Copenhaver. And Jung.
I said it before earlier in the night, you know, when a fighter knows.
Big elbow over the top by Jung.
When a fighter knows what his game is and he uses that, I really like watching that, like when you know who you are.
So Copenhaver not rattled by that elbow from Jung. He goes right back to work.
Jung is very composed in there.
This fight taking place in the 155-pound division. That's middleweight. Copenhaver at 3-8 coming in. Stands 5'10". He's 37 years old. Eric Jung, just 24 years of age. He's 5'10" as well.
You know the thing about these records, is look at them. You might look at these records and think, oh, these guys have, you know, more losses than wins. I look at it, these guys have experience. That means that they fought everybody, and it shows. I mean, look at the quality of the fights.
Oftentimes, the amateur record is not as important as just the body of work overall.
That's for sure. That's for
sure.
Yeah, just being in the ring, ring time. The more you're in there, the more comfortable you get. Doesn't matter if you win, if you lose, and sometimes it helps if you get a loss, and you're not fearing it. You know, I've seen some fighters who are undefeated, and they're kind of scared to go for it because they're so scared to lose. I think when you have a couple losses on your record, it shows your season, and it shows you're willing to fight. These guys got a good 50-50 records, too.
Last 10 seconds of round number 1. This is scheduled for 5 as Jung tries to stick the elbow in. With round 1 coming to a close, Jung also will lift the right knee to Copenhaver's midsection, and there's the bell. Last time out on Friday Night Fights, Scott Copenhaver lost to David Zimnicki out of the Henzo Gracie Academy. That was a 3-round fight. Went the distance. Now it's 5 rounds. Copenhaver looks ready to roll. There he is getting instructions from Natalie Foos. Chok Sabai contingent in the blue corner. Always a large group of fans on hand as well to support the fighters out of Chok Sabai. And this is Friday Night Fights, the season premiere, year number 20 of the longest running Muay Thai series in North America. Ariel Agami ringside with Jason Strout, the head coach at Church Street Boxing Gym in downtown Manhattan, not too far from where we are right now, the Broad Street Ballroom. This will be round 2 of a scheduled 5 between Copenhaver and Jung. Here we go. Copenhaver comes out and fires the straight right. There's an elbow, the left elbow from Copenhaver.
He jumped right on him. That's a smart move. Don't let him get his rhythm. A guy like Jung, once he gets his rhythm like he's doing here with those kicks, he could be a dangerous fighter. But if you can see what Scott's doing, he's kind of forcing the action and not letting the counter fighter get in his rhythm and get comfortable. He's taking it to him. I think that's a very smart game plan.
Copenhaver in the purple trunks, Jung wearing all red.
Making him fight a fight he's not comfortable with. You know, making him fight out of his comfort zone.
Jung trying to crowd Copenhaver and forcing the hand of Jamie Crowder, our official.
See, right there when Jung gets those kicks going, I think that's where he does his best, when he's at that range. Then he steps in and closes the distance and he can work his elbows and his clinch. But I think Scott's turning it on. You know, some guys are second, third round fighters. You know, it takes them around to get going.
We're going to see these fighters test their limits tonight. Scheduled for 5 in the middleweight division. Copenhaver tried the head kick. Jung backed away just in time. Now the two lock up again near the ropes. Good body kick from Copenhaver.
Good use of elbows on the inside, too. A lot of times with these amateurs, they want to do the elbows. They put the elbow pads on, then they kind of forget about everything else, and they just want to focus on trying to elbow, and they don't actually use what they know to set up the elbows. But these guys are actually doing a very good job of putting everything together.
Good action thus far. This is round 2 of a scheduled 5 between Copenhaver and Jung. Copenhaver tries the back elbow.
You can also tell fighters that have been around when they make a guy miss and they jump right on him.
Final 10 seconds of round 2. Nice leg kick from Jung.
Very nice second round.
Copenhaver fires back with the right. Good action here between these two amateurs, Jason.
I'd hate to say I give my opinion on who I thought won that round, because I don't think I'm doing a very good job of that tonight.
Well, that's the thing about these fights, and it's very much the same in other combat sports where judges are involved. You see one thing, and a judge may see something completely different. And we've seen a lot of close rounds thus far tonight, so
it's
really,
also
it's just all about
different
angles,
perspectives
right?
around the ring, too.
Right.
You know, from me sitting over there in the corner with my fighter to me sitting here to where that judge is sitting to me sitting in the back row, the fight looks different. Watching it on the monitor and watching it live is completely different. I've been at fights where I've worked the corner. I've thought the fight went one way, then I looked on the screen when I went home, watched a video of it. It's a completely different fight. So you can't always say that this judge maybe doesn't know what he's talking about or they don't know what they're looking at. It's just a different perspective and a different view, and these judges always have a different angle. They can't always see what we're seeing. That's why they're judges and I'm not.
Round number 3 underway. Copenhaver and Jung from the Broad Street Ballroom. Jung focusing on those leg kicks, as Jason Strout astutely pointed out earlier in the fight.
Very nice.
Now Jung will raise it up a little bit.
Good use of the legs. I'd like to see a little more lateral movement, side-to-side movement by Jung. Instead of just going straight back and waiting, if you step off to the side, and keep Scott from planting his feet to get some power shots off.
These two guys have been going right at each other.
See right there, he tried to step around. Now look at, he was off balance and he capitalized. But Scott did a good job regrouping and fighting his game. When you start getting these more experienced fighters, guys with 10, 12 fights, have been in the gym for a long time, it's not so much about conditioning. I mean, that's a big part of it. But a lot of times just who can implement their game plan throughout the fight.
Copenhaver trying to extend those arms. He runs into a right knee from Jung. Jung wearing all red. He's representing the Institute in New Jersey.
See how Jung's got his arms on the inside. He's got a better advantage for those elbows in that position.
Jung catches Copenhaver's midsection.
Good combination.
With a couple of knees. And Copenhaver's got his back to Jung, who fires a knee. And,
fair game.
Copenhaver didn't appreciate that, but he got himself turned around.
There's no timeouts.
Final 20 seconds of round number 2. Remember, this is a full rules affair, and we're scheduled for 5. Jung in red, Copenhaver in purple. Under 10 seconds in round 3 as Copenhaver starts to dictate the action. And there's the bell. 3 in the books.
Quality fight.
And you mentioned, Jason, that Eric Jung would be well served to employ more lateral movement. The one time that he did that in that 3rd round, he got himself completely to the other side almost of Copenhaver and had an open shot at him.
Yeah, it's a very unused element of the sport is footwork. A lot of these guys just get used to hitting the pads. They hit and they fall backwards. They hit and they fall backwards. You hit the bag and they fall backwards. I think, with sparring and moving around the live person in front of you, you learn those little fundamentals of how to move. And if you look back in the 90s, all the great Thai fighters had great footwork. You know, they look up to a lot of these top guys. Everybody's in love with Sanchai right now, and if you watch the way he fights, he's got quality footwork. He's got good fundamentals, but he knows how to dictate the pace of the fight and how to control the fight. And he's got excellent footwork, and I think that's one thing that's underrated a lot in these fights. But you'll see it more and more as the night goes on with the fighters with more experience.
Back in action for round 4 of a scheduled 5.
Almost as we talk about it, you can see Eric starting to circle now.
Ari Lagami ringside with Jason Strout, the head coach at the Church Street Boxing Gym in Lower Manhattan. This is Friday Night Fights, presented by Mohegan Sun from the Broad Street Ballroom as we premiere our 20th season.
What's great about these fights too is the different styles of them. You know, earlier in the night we saw a guy who was more of a boxer, and now this fight, pretty similar, but you can see that Jung's got more of a kicking style, more of a sitting back on the rear leg, picking him off with the legs. And Scott wants to use his hands, strong punches to set up those kicks.
Jung did fire a right hand that landed, and now a teep to the midsection lands on Copenhaver. Now a left hand down the middle from Jung.
Like I said earlier in this bout, it's knowing who you are and knowing what your skills are and sticking to it. Don't get too carried away. You know, do what was working. Keep sticking with your game plan.
Two fighters locked up in the plum now. Jamie Crowder will break them up.
Nice sit down, and you see he sat his weight down and let those punches go.
Left to the body and right over the top from Jung. And he sticks the elbow in as well. Copenhaver, a bit of a slip there. Winding down in round number 4, probably the best round for Jung so far. A little bit of an inside leg kick there. Nice thudding leg kick from Copenhaver.
So they clashed heads there.
Final 10 seconds of round 4. Eric Jung starting to find the range.
Oh, now I would not want to be a judge in this fight.
Very close round once again. Did look like Jung was doing some really good leg work in that round. Employing some of that lateral movement that Coach Jason Stroud, my broadcast partner, recommended a bit earlier. This is Friday Night Fights, everyone, presented by Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. So glad you could be along with us as we premiere our 20th season of the longest-running Muay Thai series in North America. Quick shout-out to our sponsors. In addition to Mohegan Sun, Lucky Strike, of course, where we have our weigh-in yesterday. Budweiser, the king of beers. The Brooklyn Athletic Club, Fairtex, the Tourism Authority of Thailand, Fitness NYC, and Scratch Academy. So 1 round to go, a scheduled 5, a full rules Muay Thai affair in the middleweight division. And you hear Connor Hall pep up the crowd as we come down the stretch in this fight. All action so far between Scott Copenhaver out of Chok Sabai and Eric Jung out of the Institute in New Jersey. Copenhaver in the purple trunks, Eric Jung wearing red. And Copenhaver will dump Jung onto the canvas there. Jung tries the inside leg kick. Outside leg kick from Copenhaver. Body kick Copenhaver. These guys have been just trading kicks the last 3 rounds. Body kick lands for Copenhaver. And a right hand down the middle. Nice right hand, left leg combo from Copenhaver. Eric Jung really performed well in round 4. Copenhaver looks to be turning the tide in round 5. Past the midway point of round 5. Good leg kick, Copenhaver.
Good back and forth action here.
Both fighters doing good work. Both guys are scoring. We'll see who the judges determine is doing the better work. If it goes the distance, which we very well might, under 30 seconds left. Jung able to land kicks to both legs of Copenhaver, inside and out. Down the stretch we come. 10 seconds left in a 5-round affair. Are we going all the way here? Jung with a body kick and a leg kick. Copenhaver body kick. Right hand from Jung, and there's your belt. Tremendous action for 5 rounds. Natalie Foods, ecstatic. One of the better performances we've seen. Scott Copenhaver, 5 rounds of action.
They definitely left it all in the ring, that's for sure. They pushed themselves right to the end. So no matter what the outcome is, they shouldn't be too disappointed in themselves.
Tremendous job by both of these fighters, Copenhaver and Eric Jung, who we see right there. Tough round, tough fight to score from top to bottom. Should be very interesting. Again, thank you for joining us on Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Mohegan Sun. Everybody, our season premiere, year number 20. And it will only get better from here in 2017. Scott Copenhaver showing the respect of the opposing corner, as did Eric Jung. Always great to see. Ariel Agami ringside at the Broad Street Ballroom alongside Jason Strout, the head coach at the Church Street Boxing Gym. Very close to where we are right now. We're in the financial district, our old stomping grounds, the Broad Street Ballroom. Another excellent crowd on hand for our season premiere. And we head to the judges' scorecards one more time after 5 rounds of action between Scott Copenhaver, who you see there in the purple, and Eric Jung in the red. Let's go up to Connor Hall for the official decision.
All right, ladies and gents. After 5 grueling rounds, we have our winner by unanimous decision. Representing Jersey, Eric Jung.
Well, Coach Jason Stroud, your reaction to that one, we said it all along, it was going to be a very tough fight to score. It was. It goes to Eric Jung out of the Institute in New Jersey. He's your winner, but really could have gone either way, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they both did a really great job. I think they obviously they learned a lot from that fight, and they can become better fighters for that fight, but it's tough to say when somebody had to win, somebody had to lose in that one. What a great fight.
Unanimous decision win. Eric Jung is your victor on Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino.